staff and students of Assumption College High School. This is Father Peter Chalala here in the Blessed Sacrament at Burford, and I'm very happy to join you virtually for your Ash Wednesday liturgy. Ash Wednesday, as we know, marks the beginning of Lent. Lent is the 40 days that we take the time to prepare ourselves for the celebration of Easter. This year, Easter will fall on April the 4th. And when we talk about Lent, we usually talk about a time of preparation. And what are we preparing for? Well, basically, we're trying to make ourselves more available to the Lord. We want to allow God to be more active in our lives. We all like to be independent and in control. And there's nothing wrong with taking initiative, having a say on our own path or destiny. But that doesn't mean we have to leave God out of the equation. Just like we need family members and friends to support us, and just like we need the tools and the knowledge that our school community provides, so too do we need the Lord to become better people, to be people who are happier with ourselves, with others, and to be at peace within ourselves and with those around us. So this Lenten season, I would say, invites us to slow down, to look at the mirror and to ask ourselves, am I happy with the person that I see in the mirror? Is that a good person, a perfect person, or an imperfect person capable of making mistakes? Is that a person who is giving, generous, kind, and compassionate? We all have the potential within us to be the people that God intends for us to be. But in order to do that, we have to take stock. We have to say, okay, where have I made some mistakes, and how can I learn from those mistakes? And so the church gives us certain tools at our disposal to help us make this Lenten journey meaningful. One of the tools at our disposal is prayer. Prayer means getting in touch with the Lord, to really talk to God as a loving person, a friend, a parent, knowing that God always has our best interest at heart. Another tool at our disposal for Lent is making sacrifices. You know, some of us will say, I'll give up candy or chocolate. But why? Why do I do that? Maybe I do that to realize that, candy and chocolate is not the ultimate in life. There are other things that are more important, of course, but we all want a little treat, and I'm sure at Easter we'll have those treats. But I think there's another purpose in doing those sacrifices. Maybe the money that I save in buying and spending on junk food or chocolates or treats, what will I do with that money? Maybe I can save that money and use it for someone who needs it, for a friend or the poor. And another tool that we have at our disposal for Lent is penance. What does penance mean? I define it this way. It means being honest with myself. It means knowing that I'm an imperfect creature. Yes, God created me to be good, but I am also capable of doing mistakes, of doing bad things. And so when I take the time to take stock of that, when I take the time to say sorry to the person I hurt, say sorry to the Lord, that is our way of doing penance. And when we do penance, we're saying to ourselves, I may not always get it right, but when I do make a mistake, I will try to make it right. Looking back at this unusual, challenging, and extraordinary year of the pandemic, we can say that, in essence, we have been on this year-long Lenten journey. Why? Well, think about it. We have had to give up things that give us pleasures in life, like going to a party, meeting up with friends, and having other social activities in school and outside of school. It has not been easy. And at times, our frustration can boil over to the point that we take it out on other people, especially those who are close to us. And I would say, well, we can focus on the negativity and say, well, I didn't have my hockey or my chess team or my dance club, etc., etc. But maybe we could also look at the opportunities of this Lenten journey of the year of the pandemic. Maybe these sacrifices have allowed me to appreciate better the simple things in life, like hugging a family member or a friend. Maybe I can take advantage of the opportunity to be more supportive at home, knowing that it's not easy for mom and dad or for my guardian to be always worried about my well-being and the well-being of my siblings. And as difficult as it has been for all of us, there are always those who undergo even a greater burden and hardship. Think about the person who lost his or her job, the sick or the elderly, how they've had to really take care of themselves, knowing that the pandemic, the virus, can be so brute, so painful, and even causing death. Think about the heroic men and women in our healthcare field who put themselves on the line each and every day, caring for the sick and the elderly. And then at the end of the day, they go home worrying about their family or worrying about whether or not they're putting themselves and their family members at risk. So I think this Lent really gives us time to pause, to reflect, and to appreciate, and to say and ask myself, how will I make the best of these circumstances? How can I allow the Lord to enlighten me and to give me the courage to be a difference maker, in my family, in my community? The good news is that Lent will come to an end. And when it does, we celebrate Easter. That is, the promise that Christ suffered, died, and rose again so that we might have life, fullness of life, and everlasting life. And so too, our Lenten pandemic will come to an end. Maybe not by April the 4th, this Easter Sunday, but it will come to an end. And it will come to an end because more and more people will be vaccinated, and we will finally learn to do the things we need to do to make everyone safe. And so let us then be hopeful today. Hopeful not because of a wishful dream or desire that things will be better, but because we have every reason to hope for better days ahead, and in God's good time. He will see us through. God bless.